Hi, welcome back, beautiful, beloved souls. My name is Gem Stone. On this channel, you will find mainly commentaries. I don't fit a particular niche. I look at anything and everything through a lens. And I am a psychic medium and I am an author. Now, I always ask my audience to remain skeptical, question everything, including me. But in doing that questioning, and if you're going to leave a comment, please do so with respect. That's all I ask. It costs nothing to be respectful. I do make mistakes. I've never claimed that everything I do or say is absolutely spot on. And in fact, I'm learning too. This is a learning process for me. All right. Now, if you're interested in wanting to know how to remote view or how to channel, stay until the end of the video where I'll hold up a piece of paper and I'll give you all that information. Now, as a psychic medium, I can both remote view and I can channel, and they are completely different. I also have to let you know I am going away for a week and then I'll be away that weekend, so you won't see any videos for about 10 days. This will be the last video. Now, I just had a remote viewing session and unfortunately I didn't get where I wanted to. My RV session was interrupted by a phone call, and once you get interrupted, you just stop. Okay? But I did promise I would look at these things. Remember, at best, remote viewing is 65 to 67% accurate. That's the best remote viewer. And I'm not claiming to be the best. Okay, I remote viewed the Pentagon disclosure, the UAPs. So when you remote view, you just get little pieces of the puzzle, and then you tend to filter through, and you filter, you put this together, you get, sometimes what you get might be symbolic or it might be literal, it could be metaphorical, and it's you who then puts the little pieces of the puzzle together and say, well, this is how I interpreted those pieces of the puzzle. Where when you channel, you will get massive downloads. Again, that's filtered, and channeling, if remote viewing is only 65, 67% accurate, channeling. All right, so I looked at the Pentagon disclosure UAPs. That was my target, and I wrote all the words that came. I got fog. From fog, I got cognitive fog. So there's a lot of cognitive fog around this. It's confusing. It's we're meant to be battling to see what is clear. So there's not a lot of clarity. There's cognitive fog. I got deception, trick. Then I got belief systems. I got ancient, non-human, ancestors, power, control the narrative. And then I got threat and non-threat. So I don't know whether that's a mixture of whether that's how originally the UAPs were seen as a threat and whether that they're a non-threat. Again, it's interpretation. I got both words, threat and non-threat. I then got spiritual warfare. Then I got PSYOP. From PSYOP, I got agenda. From agenda, I got control. I got myth. I got ego. And I got by releasing, look how well I've done. A lot of ego, and that was from Trump. Look how well, haven't I pleased you? Haven't I done well by doing this? Again, this is interpretive. Then going back to the target, I got mistake. Then I got AI. Then I got technology. I got gods, G-O-D-S, gods. Hidden truth. Then I got fear. And from fear, I got as a weapon or fear so that there's a control of the narrative. Then I got lies. I got something else going on. They're hiding behind it. And it had to do with the Epstein files. The Epstein files was from that it was too close. What was revealed in the Epstein files was like it was really a close call. And these disclosure is that they don't want deep scrutiny. Then I went back to the target, got metallic, then I got plasma, then I got interdimensional, then I got shadow, then I got masters in control. From that, I got that there is some sort of masters who are in control of this. Then I got we humans are being forced into a change in our thoughts, a change in our history, that we're being forced into getting ready and that the timing matters. Then I also remember earlier I said that they don't want deep scrutiny. From that, I got there's nefarious stuff going on, blood practices, blah, blah, blah. Went back to my target and I got that there's despair. I didn't, because I ran out of time, these are just words. So, this is interpretation. A lot of despair. When I think about despair, because I think there's some investment here. By investment, we're talking about education, religion, history. So there's once half-truths come out, there's a lot of despair that we are not going to believe the old, if you know what I mean. I also got collapse of the old. Then I got that they released it because pressure was building, and they want us fixated to not look at what else is going on. So I thought they is very interesting. Let's remote view they. So from they, I got aliens, entities, and then something really interesting. I got that there's a council of three known as the Holy Trinity. I'm not mocking anyone's religion. This is just what I got. There's a council of three known as the Holy Trinity, and they this council was formed from what's at the top of this at the top of all the power are gods, and that's what they call themselves. They call themselves gods. And then I got like reptilians, fourth dimension, and I got fear-based. So these reptilians are very fear-based. They enforced religions, and they themselves also worship. And then I was just, going back to they, and I got bloodlines, I got the church, and then I got, this is really hard to explain. There's 13 tribes, these tribes or ancient names. And I also got Jewish, and that either I got man, so I don't know whether the 13 tribes have elected a man to represent these ancient names, and that people like the Rockefellers answer to higher, so that when we think that the Rockefellers and all the other, I don't know all their names, we think that they're at the top. No, they're only, look, I showed you there's a line. So above them was all this Trinity, and then and people like the Rockefellers answer to these ancient 13 tribe names, or this man who represents them. And the shadow government is actually very low on the power thing. So that's why the line's there. And underneath the shadow government is the elite. And then I've got a bit lower down popes. They actually don't have as much power as we give them credit. But then my remote viewing session was interrupted. So I'm just guessing from there, because once you get interrupted, I don't feel that it is right to go back, because I think it's already contaminated. If you have done your while you're remote viewing and then you get interrupted and try to go back, it's already contaminated. Do you know what I mean? So I had to stop. So I couldn't do any more about they or the Pentagon UAP disclosure. I bet a lot of you are not going to be surprised by what I found. Now, I must admit, I do have some biases, because I already channeled a lot about reptilians. I channeled from 2003 to about 2015, and I was doing automatic writing and a lot of information about Freemasons and the church and religions and aliens and reptilians, anything and everything. There was a lot of conspiracies that came through. There was a lot of weird subjects that came through, and I ended up publishing that book. And that book, if you're interested, is called Seeing the Spirituality Behind the Negativity, a Menu for the Game of Life. I'll repeat it. Seeing the Spirituality Behind the Negativity, a Menu for the Game of Life. And so some of my remote viewing, especially they, could have been a little bit of contaminated, because I've already channeled this. But what was new in remote viewing was a cancel of 3. I never channeled that. All right, nor did I channel 13 tribes or ancient names. Okay, and make of this what you will. As I said, it was interrupted. All right. If you are going to leave a comment, please do so respectfully. If the world was more tolerant and stopped labeling, stopped judging, stopped, being envious of others, wouldn't it be a better place? If we were all kinder, it would be a better place. So I ask that you be kind to each other. And I'm not pushing this on anyone. I'm not saying I'm a master. I'm not saying I'm 100% accurate. I'm not even saying I'm 80%. I'm not saying I'm 70% accurate. When I get things wrong, I get them wrong. But I also get things right. So I'm just trying to make a little bit of money. And I do know how to remote view, and I do know how to channel. And this is why I'm offering these PDFs. It's not for everybody. I'm just, like I said, trying to make a bit of money. I have, as I've explained before, I have done the actual the scientific RB ones that you can do for free online many, many years ago. And I actually also did a remote viewing course at the Relaxation Center when I was in my 30s. So, yeah, but I just want you to remain skeptical of everybody, including me. I know of some people out there who have social media platforms, and the algorithm loves certainty. And I know of one particular person who claims 100% accuracy. Ingo Swan and Pat, whatever his name, were said to be the best remote viewers, and they were only 67% accurate. All right, I'll just show you this again. Please be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves because you matter. You are precious. And you are here for a reason. Sometimes that reason is really hard to find. I get it. I struggle with that every day. And that's why I want to thank you, my dear audience, for being there. Because when I first started this channel, I was a drug addict. And you've helped me be a better person. Thank you. All right. Love, light, and blessings. See you in about 10 days' time. Bye.